gonna take some of their time to clean it up. When your friend logs onto this server, as far as they know, nothing's changed. At least, nothing's changed yet. But by installing a data pack like this one by Gaming Barn, we're able to morph into different mobs in Minecraft, much like we've been able to do with morph mods in the past. Except this is pure vanilla. Your friend doesn't have to have anything installed on their end. And that's why they'll never expect it when you start to hide in with their cows and sheep. And at that point, you can get as crazy with this as you want. Whether that's hiding in their pig pen and giving them a slap when they come and try to kill you, or running away from them when they try to saddle you up and ride you as a horse. I mean, really, there's over 80 mobs in Minecraft that you could do this with, so the possibility for some great pranks are there. It's just up to you to choose which one. When your friend goes AFK, that's our turn to bring out the fishing rod. Since with the help of one of these, we're able to bring your friend up way sky high, until, after a few attempts, we can actually place them on top of a TNT block like this. Now, right now, that TNT block is a solid ground, but it's not gonna stay that way. Since when we sit on top a few blocks above and aim at them with a flame bow, then as soon as they log back in, we can shoot the block underneath them, and if the fall damage doesn't kill them, the block and TNT falling on top of them should be enough to do the job. Even if they manage to survive this with a water bucket, TNT still does damage even if it doesn't break blocks around it. Meaning even the most prepared of players are still in for a rude awakening when they come back in. Lodestones already feel like a waste, costing one netherite ingot just to craft one of these, but here's how to make it an even bigger waste. By programming a compass to a lodestone somewhere in the world, then we can place it in a chest at your friend's base and promise them awesome loot if they choose to follow it. Only when they actually end up traveling the thousands of blocks to get next to this, when they arrive, all they're gonna find is the lodestone, and nothing else. And while there is a piece of netherite inside of that, it's not like it's usable. And on top of the insult to injury, they're gonna have to travel all those thousands of blocks right back home, completely empty-handed. At first glance, this parkour jump looks impossible, and it basically is. That is, unless you jump at the exact right moment. And while we'll have built the system and know exactly when that moment is, when your friend's chasing after you, they're not gonna be privy to it, meaning that they fall into this one block gap and fall right the way down to their death. Which, the death would be bad enough, but they're also gonna have to live with the fact that they're not as good at parkour as you. And honestly, I think that's a bigger insult. It's like a lose-lose. When you're getting ready to give your friend a tour of your base, first gonna have them jump down this redstone trapdoor into the entrance to your base. I mean, why wouldn't they jump? There's water down there, must be safe. That is, until we push a button while we're down below that sends a redstone signal so that a brown mushroom will get filled up with bone meal and create a roof over the water that they were supposed to land on. I mean, this is basically the same thing that Dream did at the bottom of the ravine in the Manhunt, except way more technical. And reusable too. Just not reusable on the same friend. I doubt they'll be jumping down any other things after you pull this on them. At first glance, nothing looked dangerous about this. And really that's true. Nothing looks dangerous about it, but the only reason is because we used a texture pack to switch out the TNT texture to look like other blocks. And now when your friend comes over and puts on the texture pack to play some mini games, they're not going to be aware that all the grass blocks that they're standing on top of is actual TNT. And if you think this is too crazy to work, Planet Lord used this on Wreckcrap, and Wreckcrap's one of the most skeptical people that I know. So what your friend thinks is just some regular stone and spruce blocks, as soon as you flip the switch or ignite it with flint and steel, they're gonna be a little confused when that stone starts hissing. As of 1.20, chisel bookshelves are the newest container block that we have to play around with. But unlike a chest or a barrel we're able to hover over and see what's inside, these bookshelves have no visual difference between the different items that you place inside. And that's where the prank comes in. Since now, we can use all of those enchanted books that your friends stacked up into their enchanted bookshelves, instead fill it up with junk books like Curse of Binding and all that. Now, it's not going to trick them into accidentally putting this on their armor, but there's also no way for them to tell that you played this prank until it's too late. And then we can run off with the many books in the meantime and not have to worry about being caught. From this angle, my skin looks fine, but in actuality, we've flipped it around so that my textures for my skin are actually played on my back, which gives you a great way to mess with your friends. And to go one step further and keep up the facade, if you play in third-person mode with F5, then you can navigate while keeping your skin properly oriented. That is, until it's time for the big reveal and your friend thinks they're doing something behind your back, only for you to have been able to see the entire thing